Hey guys, welcome back, it's Maverick here, and today we're watching episode 16 of Code Geass. So, apparently last episode, that is the end of Mao, right? And indeed, a big weight should have been lifted off of Lelouch's shoulders. Now, to be fair, I didn't really, I wasn't really sure if that just, if maybe Geass users had some special abilities or whatnot, and so that might not be the end we see of him. But considering, the ending reaction of C2 and all that in regards to Mao's death, and the fact that I think the immortality rules and whatnot only really applies to C2 herself, and not those that she gives her gifts to, I think it's safe to say that that should be the end we see of Mao, right? In any case, Lelouch has more than enough other problems brewing in the background that he needs to take care of, right? We got the entire Suzaku situation with Princess Yuffie and the student council. They're bound to meet up eventually, and what I just know that that's gonna turn into something. What it is, I can't really guess right now, to be honest. But it's definitely a situation, right? We still got the entire Valletta and Ogi situation that's brewing as well. Is Valletta actually lying about her memories, or has her memories really been sort of been sort of lost and she's suffering concussion and whatnot, right? So we got that going on. Shirley's situation, I really don't think that's the end we see of that either. And in any case, still tons and tons of stuff that Lelouch is going to have to solve. But he certainly served the last one masterfully, right? So let's see how he gets into, or how he proceeds with the current situations as well. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Right? The gap between good and evil. I mean, that's not technically a bad thing. All things in moderation, right? I think walking true neutral, the path of true neutral, is really underrated by a lot of people. Come to think of it, has there actually been any series where the main character actually pursues a much more, let's say, neutral perspective in regards to things? Would Blackjack be considered one? Dr. Blackjack? I don't think so. Anyways. I mean, it's really hard to do neutral characters because, we want to have the feel-good movements, right? Feel-good moments, I mean. Even in this case, with that entire thing of C2 talking about from good born's evil, from evil born's good, and all that, we can always safely say that Lelouch is trying to stand on the side of good and justice, right? It's not even a different interpretation kind of thing. I don't really think it's too debatable there. And by the way, I know you guys keep saying that the titles of the episode is going to spoil what's going to happen, but look, there's really no way to avoid it, okay? So yes, I do know that the title for this episode is notably held hostage. Nice. Wow. That is a lot. Damn, this guy's a natural spy master.
一般民衆が軍や警察に通報するケースはほぼなくなりましたし、ブリタニア内の協力者リストも、はい、例のゼロが手配しておられたグループです。ああ、それと東堂と政権についてはまだ捜索中です。分かった。引き続き作業を進めろ。いいのか、私が
C2. Dang.
自信がないな。私はお前と違って謙虚だから。その調子でやってくれ。
Holy shit, C2. Wait, Mao? Wasn't that Mao? Huh. So with everything I talked about at the beginning here, so I guess my instincts were correct, and it's not the end of Mao. Oof. ゴミ捨て場の近くなんだ。ナスザク。スザクさん、どうしたんですか？俺がナナリ。人の太陽は涙に効くってお母様が教えてくれました。俺は踏み越えてみせる。おい、ルルーシェ。おはよう。久しぶりだね。ちゃんと来ないと留年するよ。そっちこそ似たようなものだろ。こっちは仕事。黒の騎士団の動きが活発になっているから。What about Shirley? ああ、手が足りないんだよ。どこも。でも、たまにはうちで食事でもどうだい？ナナリーが寂しがってる。今日の予定は？ああ、今晩なら。でもいいのかい？迷惑かけちゃ。うわー、ルルーシュ！どうした？会長、見合いするって知ってたか？ああ、今日だろ。なんで教えなかった？教えたら泣くだろ。笑ってみせる。大丈夫。僕も知らなかった。Can you actually drive that onto campus? そういうところが天然だって言うんだよ。じゃあ食事の件、ナナリーに言っても。ああ、授業。分かってる。教えてくるだけだって。俺の悩みは置き去りです。さやこさん、今日の授業は2限目からじゃ。Wow. Okay. And he's also having an arranged marriage as well? Okay, that's interesting. Oh wait, that's... Oh, I couldn't even recognize her! Oh my god, all this stuff happening at the same time. Oh. It's me. Masaka. Dang, I should have went with my instincts. How did you survive, though? Britannian medical science. Really? Ah, so he needed to.
しませるつもりなら私が許しません。
いや、大したものだね、君たち兄弟は。喧嘩？シャーリーとルルーシュが？
そう、だからしばらく他人ごっこに付き合ってやれって会長が。どうなったんだろう、お見合い。
いや、そんなことよりシャーリーとルルーシュの。
放っておいたら夫婦喧嘩でしょ、いつもね。
あれ、君は。
やだ、関係ないからね、私は。
どうせ一線を越えようとしたんじゃないの？
一線？
ほら、ルルーシュって知識だけ
That's you.
が足りないんだ。
That's what's
ご飯足りなかった。
that's what's getting you interested.
君は。よー、ルルーシュ、シャーリーに何やったんだよ。
いや、
プレゼントでも送れば？
それより授業、午後は出ないと。悪い。ああ、夜の件、後で話そう。
まだギャンブルをやってるのかしらね。
ルル、逆立ちして探し回ったらタイムリミットを1時間延長してあげるよ。
こちらの焦りはお見通しか。しかしどうする。俺の心を読むためにも500メートル以内にいるはずなのだが。
ルルーシュ。それはやっぱりナナリーに何かあったんだね。
おかえりなさい。
ただいま。
すぐお食事できます。
Wow.
買い物に出たんですか、外に。
いえ、あり合わせですから。外はまだブリタニアが怖くて。
何か思い出したことは？
すみません、何も。
Huh, that seems true then.
慌てなくても怪我のこともあるし、ゆっくり思い出してくれればいい。
さあ、できました。お口に合うといいんですけど。
誰なんだ、ナナリーをさらったのは。まさかブリタニアの皇室？
いや、俺たちの出自には関係ない。女を独り占めしたいってだけのただのガキだよ。
脅されているのか。
そうだ、取り調べを受けると俺たちのことがバレるかもしれない。だから軍や警察には。
仕方ないな、僕たちだけで何とかするしかない。でも本当にギャンブルとか。
関係ないって。
じゃあ手がかりになるものは？
写真と俺を見張れるぐらい近くにいるってことしか。そういえば水が流れているような音が。
水？
Sewers?
循環システム。
下の階層か。
でも珍しいな。
何が？
いつもの君ならすぐ気づくのに。どうしたの？
データが変えられている。ロックシステムを破るしかない。
それって高速違反じゃん。
後で直しておく。
だったら僕が壊すから。
残念、もう開いた。
早いな、手慣れすぎてないか。
管理の一部は生徒会が受け持っているからな。
ルルーシュ、今までもこれを使って外に抜け出したりしていただろ。
ああ、たまにね。どうだ？
君の推察通りだ。監視カメラにマシンガンを連動させている。あのシステムならタイムラグはおよそ 0.05。
じゃあここからは出られないな。一度上に戻ってシステム。
What? Damn! What? Holy shit.
さあ行こう、ナナリーが待っている。
But now that Suzaku is here, how's he?
爆弾。
そうだよルル、勝手についてきたクルルギまでは許すから。
Yeah, I was thinking like if Mao was reading his mind the entire time, he would know that
僕たちが爆弾を外す。
Suzaku
大丈夫、安心
is
して。
here as well.
僕とルルーシュが組んでできなかったことなんてないだろ。
振り子爆弾か。いつまでも運動が止まらないようにソレノイドがエネルギーを与え続けている。
A pendulum bomb.
それ以外の力が加わった場合、爆弾は
爆発する。そしておそらくナナリーを動かしてもそう考えた方がいいね。
被害規模はわかるか？
半径500メートル以上は。
ということは、マオはギアスの有効範囲外にいる。
誘いかこれも。解体の方法はわかる？
理屈はな、起爆装置から出ているラインを切断するだけ。あいつは本職じゃないからダミーを割り出すことは可能だ。しかし他の方法を考えないと。
どうして？区別さえつけば。
ごくわずかな揺れ幅の中であれを切断する。人間技じゃない。
分かった、僕がやろう。
簡単に言うな。情報が少なすぎる。
慎重なのもいいけどタイムリミットがあるんだろう。それに情報なら君の目の前にある。僕はこれでも軍人だ。この情報を使えないか。
So I guess it's sort of kind of trying to imply that these two together are invincible.
ペーパーはまだあるし。とりあえず卒業まで遊ばなくちゃ。
No.
バカ教師のくせ。
お気楽なガキどもめ。これだから学校ってやつは。
なんだ、次は何を仕掛けてくるつもりだ。魔王の居場所はナナリーを監視しているカメラの送信先。まさか学校に戻っているとはな。ふざけたやつだ。スザクには動くなと伝えてあるが、もはや俺に残された手は。ようこそ泥棒猫くん。
Just like that?
武器も作戦もなく爆弾もそのまま。黒の騎士団もさっきのお友達も使っていないね。どうしちゃったのルル。分かりきった会話をする気はない。用意してあるんだろう、ラストゲームを。決着をつけよう。
Chess? Oh, come on. I certainly hope they make a better showing this time.
エリア11に来て以来、予想外のことが多すぎた。デスクワークばかりで太ったんじゃないか。
Well, they are sisters.
お姉様、このお庭似ていると思いませんか？マリアンヌ様の離宮に。
ああ、そういえば
Marianne.
クロビス兄様が指示したんですって。
意外と気に入っていたのだな。あそこのルルーシュとは喧嘩ばかりしていたくせに。
ライバルだったんですよ、きっと。
相手は年下だぞ。
でも兄様が残した絵の中にルルーシュたちを描いたものがありましたよ。
そうか。早くこのエリアを平定し。
So are they really gonna make Clovis out to be someone who actually... Wow. Yeah, because as far as they're concerned, Lelouch and Nunnally was killed here. And damn! So would Clovis doing all this be sort of like revenge as well? Ooh. Oh yeah, that's true.
君は頭を空っぽにできるタイプじゃない。いつだって自分の行動を見ている批評家の自分がいて、その批評家の自分を冷めて見つめているもう一人の自分がいて、そういう人間だよ。無駄だよ。どれだけ考えようと僕の勝利は動かない。すごい！ 7つのことを同時に考えて僕を惑わせようって作戦だね。でもね、僕のギアスを君だけに絞れば何が真実か読み取るのは簡単さ。
Oh, but that's probably...
僕を見くびるから妹の命が。
Okay, so... But because he can't focus on what's happening with Suzaku, Suzaku's gonna be the one, right?
ナナリーを人質に取られている以上。ごめんごめん、落としちゃった。君の番だよ。
What?
ほらほら、時間がなくなっちゃうよ。妹がいなくなっちゃうよ。へえ、そんな手でいいんだ。本当にいいの？もういいだろう。やめてくれんま。よく聞こえないな。もう十分だろ。ナナリーを助けてくれ。はあ。 心の底からの声を聞かせてもらいましたね。気持ちいい。最高。でもダメ。これでチェックだ。
I still don't understand, like, why he can't just...
さて、どんな感じでバラバラに？
Yeah, Suzuki to the rescue.
どうして？まさか僕の意識を集中させて。自分はブリタニア軍準尉クルルギスザクだ。治安上乱の容疑で君を拘束する。スザク、爆弾を解体した？そんな振り子とスピードを合わせて。どのラインを切ればいいかはルルーシュが教えてくれたからね。俺が教えた？何言ってるんだい。君の指示だろ。叫び声が聞こえたら突入しろってことも。俺が？
Oh, did he use Geass on himself? Oh, yeah.
チェックメイトだよ。ルルーシュ、まさかお前は。そうらしいな。俺はスザクに。
Yeah, using Geass on himself. Okay.
心の声は絶対的な情報だと信じたお前の負け。
Damn, that's a nice one.
俺の心を読むたびに
Oh,
範囲を絞ったのだ。
this actually reminds me a lot of Light.
そうだな。これはスザクを信じていないと取れない作戦。サイコさん、もう OK です。はい、お願いします。
Oh.
さやこさん、もう大丈夫ですよ。
それで勝ったつもりか。よせ。話せよ、この父親殺しが。お前は7年前に実の父親を殺している。徹底抗戦を唱えていた父親を止めれば戦争は終わる。子供の発想だね。実際はただの人殺し。違う、俺は。よかったね、バレなくて。周りの大人たちがみんなで嘘をついたおかげさ。それじゃクルルギ首相が事件
Wait, not even Lelouch knows about this.
何もかも嘘。仕方がなかった。そうしなければ日本は。今さら後付けの理屈かい？死にたがりが。人を救いたいって？救われたいのは自分の心だろう。それに準じて死にたいんだよね。だからいつも自分を死に追い込む。お前の善意はただの自己満足なんだよ。罰が欲しいだけの甘えん坊め。魔王、お前は黙っていろ。しまった。
Oh, yeah, okay. There we go. Never speak again? That's his... Just that? What? Oh. C2.
好きだったよ、まあ。まあ、先に行って待っている。真の世界で。
Sees. Okay, I guess that is... shoulda. Is Lelouch going to use Geass on Suzaku? I would guess that he's going to use Geass on Suzaku, right? Dang. Alright, I'll see you guys after this. Well, okay, Dan, that was some shocking development at the very end there, and I guess my initial instinct was right? I think I should trust my instincts a little bit more. The fact that Mal did not die there. I mean, it just seemed a little bit too convenient and too quick, all things considered, but since, you know, we didn't really see much. I mean, I figured that nobody could really survive that kind of firestorm or whatnot. I mean, it was literally like all the various different people training their bullets on him. And for Mal to be able to escape that kind of situation, all I can say is Britannian medicine is pretty miraculous, right? But yeah, anyways, we got the entire thing. I will say that I love the idea of using Geass on himself for Lelouch, of course. I did think that the whole thing was a little bit too convenient, of course. The moment that Suzuki mentioned that the bomb had a blast radius of 500 meters, and then Lelouch was like, huh, so maybe he's outside, Mao is outside this range right now. I feel like that's definitely something of a, I don't know, like an oversight on Mao's part, like why he would actually put that bomb in a place where, and put Nunali in a place where he can't actually read their minds, right? Like, couldn't he have used maybe a smaller bomb that only had a radius of, I don't know, 200 meters, 100 meters, something like that, so that he can ensure nothing funny happens while they are in there? Because in this case, the only way that he could have known, I mean, the only way that Lelouch could have still deceived Mao is if what they were doing during that underground lair at that point was something that that Mao could not know of, right? So I still have to say that it is a little bit convenient, but I mean, I do enjoy the fact that he used Geass there, and I guess that also means that he can't use it once more, right? He can only use it on a person once. I do kind of wonder if he's going to use it on Suzaku though, considering that everything we've learned about them. So let's just move on, right? Because Mao, clearly, I think with this one, my gut instinct is also telling me that this is truly the end of Mao here, with Situ putting an end to all this. So let's put him aside. Let's talk about the big reveal at the very end, right? With Suzaku killing his own father. Now, the funny thing here is this actually changes nothing. To me, it does not change fundamentally how Suzaku is going to act, and you know, his motives, his goals, and so on and so forth. At most, you can say that, okay, we understand that he's, why he's so hellbent on doing this a little bit more, right? And how he has a little bit more of a reason to put himself in a self-sacrificial position, and so on and so forth. But I think the decisions that he make, regardless, does not change whatsoever if his father had actually committed suicide or was actually killed by Suzaku, right? Sure, I think the feelings would be a bit more intense, but you know, the logical progression that it goes into doesn't really change that much, right? Because consider this, even originally, when we were thinking that, okay, maybe his father committed suicide because, you know, he could not continue the resistance against the Britannian Empire, right? Still, for Suzaku to eventually, instead, join the Britannian Empire, considering that they are the cause of his father's death, you know, that doesn't really change much from the fact that Suzaku himself was the cause of his father's death because he didn't want the war to continue anymore, right? And I'm guessing that probably that stems from the fact that Suzaku looked at all the carnage, all the death and whatnot in that flashback scene and was like, no, this can't go on, right? Why are we fighting like this? We've lost, you know, time to call it quits, cut our losses, and so on and so forth, and that led to the big disagreement and why he eventually either intentionally or accidentally killed his father, right? It doesn't, like, of course, the burden placed on Suzaku is a lot different, one where he's just simply going against his father's wishes and joining the enemy, versus, you know, killing him off and so on and so forth, right? But fundamentally, what he's going to do does not change, right? If that makes sense. So, even though this is indeed a shocking development and whatnot, and lets us understand Suzaku a lot more, I don't think it's going to change how, you know, we've already looked at his character and his motives and what he's going to do, the actions that he's going to take. I'm still going to be looking at him to find if he's being a hypocrite and whatnot in the way that he acts versus how he condemns the Black Knights and so on and so forth, right? So, I don't think fundamentally it's going to change. However, I am interested to see how Lelouch is going to react to this and whether or not he's going to use Geass on Suzaku to sort of wipe the fact that he holds these memories or that this entire situation happened, right? Because there's definitely you know, a lot of other suspicious things that Suzaku would be thinking of as well. Like, you know, why did Lelouch get himself involved in this in the first place? Who exactly is Mao? And why does he know that I actually killed my father? And so on and so forth, right? Like, all of these kinds of questions. So, I am actually leaning more towards Lelouch using Geass on Suzaku in order to just to sort of tie things up and so on and so forth. But, you know, we'll have to see in the next one, right? beyond that, there's actually two things that's still really keeping me that I'm still very, very keeping an eye on. One is obviously the Valletta situation, but since not much was developed there, I think it does seem that she is genuine in the fact that she has memory loss and whatnot. But again, we'll have to see to continue looking at it, right? It could be like a very, very deep sort of plan by her, because she knows that Oki is actually part of Black Knights and whatnot. But well, and not only that, but there's also a possibility that she might have regained her memories. Like it might be true that she suddenly has amnesia and whatnot, but she could have already regained her memories, and is still choosing to continue to act this out in order to try and get some more information, right? Especially in regards to Zero and whatnot. So that's one thing. And then the other thing that I'm really, really kind of curious about is the dialogue actually between Cornelia and Yuffie, right? Because, Yuffie we've seen this before already, how Yuffie keeps saying that Clovis is actually a very nice and caring and kind brother, we've seen that to be, it's not like she's trying to put up a front or anything. She does truly believe that to be true, right? And in Cornelius' case as well, it seems that she also thinks that way as well. So like, what caused the gap between this, right? And it seems that indeed even all three of them, knew Lelouch and Nunnally quite well, and perhaps even really truly loved him as siblings, right? So I don't know, like, what I do feel like this goes a little bit more into Lelouch's past and whatnot, but I do think that perhaps there is a bigger story behind all this, and not just from what we know of what happened in the past from Lelouch's words, right? There might be still a lot more to go with this. With that being said, though, since Lelouch already interrogated Clovis, and he used Geass on him and didn't really get any substantial information out of Clovis, I don't know, it's like what. I think that's important, right? Otherwise, they wouldn't have shown this particular dialogue, this particular scene, and whatnot. I was wondering if maybe this, the hatred or the disdain that Cornelia and Clovis have for the Japanese, for the Area 11 people, is partially because of this, right? Of what happened to Lelouch and Nunnally and whatnot. But I don't know. I think the story might be a little bit bigger than that, but that's definitely something that we should keep an eye on for now. So, in any case, that's it for episode 16 of Code Geass. Oh, and also one final thing, the secret mission that Seaton went on to the Chinese Federation and whatnot, definitely getting some allies. I'm sure that the Chinese Federation would be thrilled to prop up a resistance force in Japan to weaken the Britannian Empire, right? And indeed, if one day Japan... Obviously, I don't think they would think that Japan by itself would be able to overthrow the Britannian Empire, which would be the best case scenario for them. But at the very least, if you can have this sort of buffer between yourself and the Britannian Empire, that's always a strategically sound decision here, right? So I'm sure that the negotiations were successful, and from now on, the Black Knights are going to be supported by Chinese Federation funds and supplies as well. But that's basically it. So thank you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.